You've just spent 3 hours building a flawless Notion board, downloading 5 different time management apps, and mapping out a diet plan down to the exact gram of protein. You even scrolled through online stores and bought the most expensive gym outfit. Everything is perfectly set. But then you close your laptop, lean back in your chair, open a bag of chips, and tell yourself, "Perfect, I'll start tomorrow. I've prepared enough for today." And that perfect tomorrow never actually arrives. Don't rush to label yourself as lazy or disciplined. From the lens of behavioral anatomy, you aren't lazy. You've just fallen into a highly sophisticated psychological trap known as analysis paralysis. The truth is, your brain is playing the ultimate biological trick on you. When you sit down to map out a plan, visualizing a flawless future version of yourself, your brain instantly releases a massive surge of dopamine, the hormone of reward and satisfaction. This mechanism is dangerous because it makes your body believe, "I am working incredibly hard," or "I have already achieved something," when in reality, you haven't created a single ounce of physical value in the real world. You were merely simulating success in your head. Your plan is no longer a stepping stone for action. It has morphed into a tranquilizer, helping you soothe the anxiety of the present moment. To understand why the brain is so terrified of starting, let's look at a classic experiment conducted in the year 2000 by psychologist Sheena Iyengar. At a busy supermarket, she set up a tasting booth with 24 different flavors of jam. A massive crowd gathered, everyone excitedly tasting the samples, but only a mere 3% actually pulled out their wallets to buy. The next day, she changed the strategy. The booth now displayed only 6 basic flavors. Far fewer people stopped by to look, but the crazy part is, the purchase rate skyrocketed tenfold, hitting 30%. Ka-ching! Why does this paradox exist? When standing in front of 24 jars of jam, the customer's mind begins to panic. If I buy strawberry, what if orange tastes better? If I get peach, will it be too sweet? The fear of making the wrong choice, the fear of regret is so overwhelming that it completely drains their cognitive energy. Your highly detailed plan is exactly like that 24-flavor jam booth. The answer lies in your prefrontal cortex, the logical decision-making center of your brain. It operates just like a phone battery. When you force it to analyze too many variables at once, should I work out in the morning or at night? Should I buy Nike or Adidas? Should I use the 25-minute Pomodoro or 1-hour time blocking? This battery drains uncontrollably. To protect itself from cognitive overload, the brain is forced to trigger its primal survival instinct, giving up. It automatically chooses a static state, meaning it makes 0 decisions just to conserve energy. The harder you try to prepare for absolute perfection, the tighter you tie yourself to paralysis. To escape this tangled mess, you have to fight fire with fire. Tactic number 1, the art of ugly action. Your beginning is allowed to be a rough draft. It is allowed to be wrong, and it is allowed to be ugly. Don't wait for the perfect gym routine, a fancy pair of shoes, or a beautiful sunny day. Doing push-ups with terrible form for just 2 minutes on your bedroom floor still builds more muscle than a stunning 3D gym blueprint existing only in your head. A half-written page full of typos still holds more value than a best-selling novel that never gets its first word typed. Tactic number 2, apply Jeff Bezos's 70% rule. The founder of Amazon once stated a sharp truth. If you wait until you have 90 or 100% of the information to make a decision, you are already too slow. If you are 70% sure of the data, pull the trigger immediately. What about the remaining 30% of risk? Don't worry, we will course correct along the way. That patchwork, those stumbles during the process of taking action, are the hallmarks of a mature, battle-tested mindset. Absolute perfection lying motionless on a piece of paper ultimately is just another form of cowardice, a disguise for the fear of judgment and the fear of failure. If you are still glued to the screen watching the rest of this video, hoping to find just one more ultimate study hack or magical planning tip to stuff into your brain, then I'm sorry, you've fallen into your brain's trap again. My final sincere advice for you: Turn off this video, close your laptop, put your phone down, and immediately go do that one thing you've been making excuses to delay for the past 3 months, even if you do it for 5 short minutes. Psychology isn't a bunch of theories meant to be dissected and put on display. Psychology is the weapon you use to pick the lock on your own chains. Perfection is the enemy of action. Done is better than perfect. Follow the channel and get to work.